Hello and welcome back to the UBF podcast live from the Bella Vista Hotel.
Beautiful Bella Vista Hotel.
It's so beautiful,
It
mate.
is, mate. It is. Great facilities they have here.
Hey, I'm Abs.
And I am Thomas. And welcome to
United by Football podcast. Mate, what a week it's been.
Been a great week. Been to some games, mate. We've got the Unite round ahead. Tell you what, there wasn't anything United about the Wanderers performance.
Mate, I have to say before you mentioned that the Unite round, it's a special someone's birthday on Friday. Can you guess who?
Luka Modric's.
No. It's Big Tom's birthday, mate. How old are you turning?
21. No, I'm joking. 23, mate. Listen, I wake up every day with back pain, so I'm getting there. I'm getting there in numbers.
So old, mate.
Anyway, I look old as well.
Look, speaking of old and back pain, that Wanderers performance.
It was. Before we get on to the Wanderers performance, thank you for the lovely birthday shout out. Sam Kerr, our hearts are with you.
I agree. An
absolutely tragic event for Australian football. I heard it was done in training or something.
Yeah, it was.
It's one of those things. Listen, second in the Ballon d'Or 2 years in a row. Constant top 3, top 4 Ballon d'Or finishes, and single-handedly, I believe, especially in the quarterfinals and especially that semi-final, dragged Australia out of a rut against England.
Yeah, I agree.
And against France as well. So my question to you, Abdul, Paris 2024, are our chances impacted?
I'd be an idiot if I say no. So, yeah, 110%. Like, look, you do trust the likes of Hayley Rasso and
Fowler.
Your Fowlers and your forwards. You know, it might mean that tactically Carpenter and Catley have to push up and help the attack a bit more, just due to the amount of chances now we're going to need to convert. Because you know, Sam's a sniper. She's a sniper. I'm not talking about the chemistry style on FIFA, mate. But I have to say one thing. I just love the way the country's got behind her.
Yeah, mate. Have you seen the messages?
Yeah.
Wow.
All the Twitter.
Everyone's gotten involved.
It's honestly beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, and it just shows the impact she's had, not just on the footballing world, but on this nation, on the regular people. You know, you think women's football here. She's the first one that rolls off your tongue.
What the Matildas have done for not women's football, but football in this country.
Yeah.
Wow.
Above and beyond.
Tell you what, the Wanderers need to start doing more of.
Actually winning games, mate. Oh, no, they won last week, but...
Listen, they are so lucky that the league has dropped points. Every single team in that league has dropped points.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're third. I have no idea. Mate, zero idea.
Listen, I went to that game.
I was there, brother.
You were there next to me.
I was next to you, mate.
The minute Hendricks came off...
Jodit.
Capiche. 40th
minute, yeah.
We just knew. I looked at you and you looked at me, and you didn't have to say a word. And I was like, it's done.
It was gone.
And then, what pisses me off even more, takes off Simmons, takes off Valentino. Yeah. I'm like, they are the only people, aside from Marcelo and Hendricks, who were on that field earlier, that would look up and play ahead of them.
Correct.
Or make a forward-thinking pass. Yeah. Everyone else.
Like, even for me, I'm an avid member of the Western Sydney Wanderers, and I go to all their games, especially at Combank.
Yeah. And
Milanovic has been our best player this year.
Yeah.
He looked dead.
Yeah.
He looked dead. Maybe he's overplayed. Simmons needed 2 energy gels. So I understand why Simmons went off.
Yeah.
But with Milo, I don't understand why he take you off. Listen, it wasn't Yule's best game, but you will offer you something where he's direct, wants to take a player on.
Yeah.
And there's a shout for him arguably to be signed on a permanent deal. He came in as injury replacement for Borrello. But with Milo, I don't understand why he was still on.
No.
I don't understand.
No. And
just baffles me.
It was just flat. Very, very flat. And like we said, Valentino didn't have his best game, but he was still coming up with those 2 or 3 moments in the game where he was actually able to create things.
Normally he gets 20 or 30 moments per game. Yeah. However, the Central Coast Mariners back 4.
Oh, they defended. They've defended in a 4-4-2. My favourite formation.
Yeah, it's Sean Dyche football. Everton has stayed up this year, by the way. However, mate, we had 8 block shots. 8 block shots. That sort of indicates that their back 4 did a brilliant job.
We're immense.
Yeah, brother. The whole game.
And
Brian Kautak, Jacob Farrell.
Yeah.
Rocks. Absolute rocks.
I made a comment to you during that game. I said that they are playing no different to how they played last week.
No.
It's just they've come up against a proper team this week.
Mate, and the Premiers. And they had it, excuse the word, start to the year. But 7 games unbeaten.
Yeah.
Top 5. You can't argue now.
No, you can't.
But big loss, Marco Tulio.
Yeah.
Huge loss. He's off to Japan, I believe.
I think so.
Japan.
Yeah.
Off to Japan. What a goal, brother. What a goal. The moment it left his foot, it had a trajectory that was going sort of straight to Margouche.
Yeah.
And then it just went
Yeah.
a bit of a Rashford knuckleball. It just went bang.
Oh, mate. Honestly, you knew from the pass before that.
Oh, Nisbet. Oh,
The pass before that, it was like, I'm like, that's a goal. Even, I'm pretty sure one of us, I think it was you.
Yeah.
You turned around and said, that's a
Yeah, it
goal.
was. Actually, it was.
And then even the Wanderers fans were just like,
Yeah.
what a goal.
Wow. But you know what? Nisbet.
Yeah.
You got to give him plaudits as well.
Yeah.
That brother can play.
Yeah.
I think that brother's taller, just shorter than Matthew Akmar, my good friend. Just shorter. I think he's 5'3".
Yeah.
Wow, what a player.
Someone says a short king.
That's a different podcast. But wow, seriously, what a player. Jordan Nisbet, I think it's first name, I don't know. But Nisbet, wow, what a player.
Yeah.
What a player.
I mean, look, we got fortunate. Alakor came off
Half time. No, 60th minute.
60th minute or so.
From then they just went defensive mode.
Yeah.
But even then, the way Antonsen, he's our striker. He's not going to offer you what a Qual does. You saw in the first half, Qual backed up against Marcelo, played back to Nisbet. Nisbet beautiful ball to Tulio and Torres all game.
Yeah,
all game.
You know what the difference is that Qual's a ball magnet. You know, he even though he'll wait up, in between the two centre backs, he'll back himself into a defender and go. He's close enough to give you that 1-2.
He's an incredible player. Hello, Qual is.
Our striker wasn't doing that, mate.
Nah,
Our striker was, it's like in pro clubs when you're just standing there as a striker trying not to be offside. He'd get the ball, he'd pass it, but there's no option.
Abdul, got a question for you.
What?
What's the number in the whole of the donut?
0, mate.
0 service for Antonsen the whole game.
No.
That's my father's favourite saying.
0. Oh, it's the number
whole
in
of
the
the
whole
donut. Absolutely 0. That brother had 0 service the whole game.
He didn't help himself either.
In terms of?
His positioning.
Yeah, but he can't really get into positions if we're not feeding him.
Yeah, sometimes you need to go looking for it.
Okay, but if he's dropping all the way deep to where Brillante, poor game. But if you're dropping to where Brillante is, or Priestman, or Hendricks to get the ball, that's a problem.
Not necessarily. Drift out towards Valentino.
What, then Valentino cuts in?
No. So, for example, Valentino, a lot of the time, he hugged that touch. Oh, it was Simmons. One of them was hugging that touchline, okay?
They had a great game. I don't understand why they were subbed.
Me neither. That baffled me. I was ready to go home after that substitution.
Brother, when Hendricks came off, I was off. I went to get a pint, and I went, this pint better save me. Because otherwise I am off.
It's honest to God. Like, we knew from that point, but they didn't make it easy for themselves.
No.
When I say tuck into where Valentino is, I mean, you're going to, ask for the ball in the air. You're a big guy.
Yeah.
You seem like you can hold yourself up front. And that's what you're trying to do. Come closer to your winger. Be able to 1-2 with him. Put him behind. Simmons is overlapping. Forget the other side. The other side wasn't doing that wasn't doing much.
Klizby Milanovic. No.
But tactically, I think it wasn't there. And like I said, it was no different to the week before, but very shit team last week. Very much
great team.
A great team. A great defensive.
Listen, I'll tell you from a poor game to probably the game of the season so far. Victory versus Perth.
Yeah.
Wow, what a game. That had everything. Everything you want.
And that was without Bruno.
Mate, I'll tell you what. They felt it without Bruno.
Yeah.
The first half, they felt it without Bruno, especially. They look lackluster up top. I'll be honest. But I'll tell you what. Who stood up? Marchand. Is he a Johnny Warren medal favourite for you?
For me, yes.
He's getting up there, man.
I think so.
Mate, that Moroccan blood, I don't know if that World Cup inspired him. I have no idea. Bruh.
That's my brother.
Wow.
That's my brother.
Play. Man, he's everywhere. You talk about Antonsen drifting wide. Okay, he's not a striker. But that brother's like a Cole Palmer. Not this morning. However, but what a player. Marchand was everywhere, mate.
Yeah.
For me, Johnny Warren Model favourite, regrettably with Joe Lolly. He's been incredible, especially the last 7 to 8 games.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's absolutely 27 shots to 11, by the way, for victory.
I think it was only 4 on target for Perth. Yeah.
Hey, they took the chances.
Like I said, you don't need many shots if you're going to be clinical, and they were clinical that game. 4 shots on target, you put 2 on board.
Kamau cost them. The red card cost them. Bruce Kamau, silly, stupid. Yeah. Really. 2 yellows, was it?
I think so. I think it was the second yellow, yeah.
It just...
Look, it changed the game.
Changed the game.
But that's what you get when you get a team, right now in the position that Perth are in.
Yeah.
It's a desperation standpoint.
But also, when the chips were down with victory, when they realised, okay, we don't have Bruno, how are we going to do it? Mate, sign of champions, really.
No, I agree.
Champions to step up and go, okay, mate, we're first. We need to separate ourselves a bit from Wellington, who are second. Mate, absolute brilliant performance. Eli Adams, what a goal as well. Mate, left footer, curler.
Stunning.
Edge of the 18 to top left.
Yeah.
Brother, wow.
It was.
Wow. I think I've hit one of those in my life. Maybe one.
It wasn't against me, that's what I know, mate.
Bring out the footage. No, but wow, I'll tell you what, mate. Game of the century. From not really, sorry, not game of the century. That's
Century, mate.
Century. I wasn't alive. Mate, game of the year.
Yeah.
To not that level, but 2 stunners in the game.
Yeah.
City versus Western United. Brother, wow. I could try that 1,000 times. I would have hit either of those goals.
There's a reason why we call them stunners. But look, it was a game of 2 halves.
Absolutely was.
I think Western pressed the living hell
Pressed the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Brother, first time, Risdon there, so Western's right back was so high up on Yakalash, I believe that's City's winger.
Yeah.
And Young was played out to their right back, Talbot, I think. Talbot tried to play a ball, and Risdon's backing onto Yakalash, wins the ball back. Roos had a brilliant game up front for Western. Played Roos, nearly scored. Happened 3 or 4 times. That first half, incredible. I don't know what John Aloisi's halftime talk was. Brother, they put the chips down 45th minute, bang. And okay, sometimes you need a stunner to unlock the game, like City had. But by the definition of a stunner, that is a stunner. Yeah. Both of them. Even Terry Antonis, Western Sydney's boy, hasn't played the last 2 years for us. That's their own personal decisions. I can't mention that. But what a 15 minutes he had.
Yeah.
Played it simple. Reminds me of a Smith Rowe. I love that player. Wish
you can have him, mate. 45 mil.
We'll take him for 20. For the Wanderers or for Chelsea, which one?
Right now he can play for either,
Don't you dare comment. That brother deserves to play for England.
Yeah.
But no, I'll tell you what. Terry Antonis, credit to him. Been a tough 2 years. And what a goal. He deserved it. And you saw the celebrations. You saw what it went to.
Yeah. Nah, and look, sometimes, again, it shows you, another thing we say, sign of a great team that's able to come back, that's able to pass that adversity. And I know Western pressed the living hell out of Melbourne.
First half, wow.
In that first half, but a great team bounces back. It doesn't let them get to their head. Great
team. However, one of the men I think had a particular performance. Jamie Young. Wow.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm telling you what, that first half, massacre.
Yeah.
Could have been a massacre. He single-handedly, with his big left hand, prevented that from being a massacre, brother.
Yeah.
Seriously. I think they had first half XG, Western United 1.36 to City 0.82.
It's unbeknownst. It really is.
Seriously, unbelievable.
And you go back, like, even as a keeper, not saying that I've played to any professional level myself.
He claims to, but
but, you know, you question your defense at that point. You question your team. At the end of the day, as a keeper, you're there to make saves.
There was one moment, sorry to cut you off, there was one moment where I think it was Roos played it across and he was expecting his centre-back to get it. Yeah. Jamie Young let it go. And if it wasn't for his fellow centre-back to clear, I think it was Curtis Good. If Curtis Good didn't clear it out, mate, that was 2-0 at that point. Game's gone.
Yeah.
Game's gone. Very hard to come back. From that moment on, he was an absolute weapon.
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah.
Nothing went past him. No. Nothing.
And like I said, it's a sign of a great team.
Absolutely.
I think, and there's people that stand up in that team when times are tough.
Listen, they've been questioned this year. Don't forget, last year, they're minor premiers. They are the minor premiers still of the league. You can't forget them. But I'll tell you what, a brother that didn't save any goals, Jan Oblak for Atletico Madrid. What happened?
Oh, mate. Let me run you through just a quick minute on the events of this game, because there was a lot.
There's a few.
All right, so
grab the popcorn.
First and foremost, Alvaro Morata scored a hat-trick. Never thought I'd see the day at Chelsea. He probably should have had about 7 goals that game. So it started off with Valerie scoring a Martinelli-like curler.
Last season, obviously, not this
last season either.
Sorry, just had to mention that.
Just outside the box, 2 minutes in, it was a great shot.
Yeah.
Koke, well, they got dispossessed of the ball. Right outside the box, shocking. Reminded me of prime Emery ball, and that led to Savio scoring the second goal.
Let's go.
For their third goal, Daley Blind was found at the back post. Beautiful cross, tapped off by his teammate, played on into the back post, scores that goal. For Morata's 3 goals, quite literally carbon copy,
except for the chip. Chip was nice,
but the runs and behind he's made for all of them.
It was poor from Girona.
It was poor. But again, onto that, the fourth goal. I think there was one that was nice. It was a bit of footwork. Ball got caught under his feet.
It was the chip.
Yeah. But for that last goal, Ivan Martin, oh my God, he just done this like, know what the hell he done? Got it out from under his feet, and then just halfway through that skill move, he just banged it, and the keeper just wasn't ready for it.
I've been a coach for 5 to 6 years.
Yeah,
I'm looking at him going, I can't put a name to what he did. Was it a Trivela? Was it a toe punt? Was it a Ronaldinho against Chelsea? I have no idea what that was.
I'll give you a name. It's called the Ivan Martin.
Okay. Brother, and Yo Black just went, ready?
Yeah.
That's all he did. That brother couldn't do anything.
He's mate.
He just stood there.
It was a miraculous shot. And it was like the 92nd minute.
And the scenes after.
The cajones to pull it off.
We're doing a Simeone.
The cajones. The cajones.
That's where I'll go. But seriously, incredible. Incredible. I'm so glad for them.
A few things to take out of that game. They've kept the dream alive.
Of course they've. Equal top.
Madrid's
goal difference.
Goal difference is better. But on that goal difference, 46 goals, 24 conceded. That just tells you the attitude. You know, you score one.
Isn't it about 38, 37 from open play?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so. They don't score that many set pieces.
What a beautiful football team to watch.
It's attitude, mate. It's very similar to that Leicester.
So now this year, 3 biggest clubs in Spain.
Yeah.
They've knocked off Barcelona. They've knocked off Madrid. In 3 or 4 weeks, they verse Madrid. Sorry, Barca and Atletico.
Yeah.
3 or 4 weeks, they verse
Real. That'll tell you everything, mate. That could very well be the start of something beautiful or the end of what could have been.
As a football fan, I want that to happen so much. I love them. I love Madrid. They're my team, you know that.
Yeah. After
Palmer FC. That's my team, you know that.
Mate, that's a great club.
I want Girona. To do it. For the football fan, football, they're robots now. You watch Haaland, you watch Man City, you can predict their goal. Cut back, Silva, Foden, Grealish, cut back, Haaland tap in. All this year's missed a few tap ins, but whatever, you get the point. Yeah. You can sort of predict how the passages they're going to play. Girona are exciting. Dobrek, their striker. Savio, the Ukrainian lad on the right. These brothers are taking players on.
Zigankov.
I got the Thunderstruck card on FIFA.
Yeah, right.
Brother, you only got me one upgrade. I need to. But I would have started. I was life would have started. But it's exciting to watch. It's beautiful to watch. Honestly, it is amazing to watch. Seriously, beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. And I have to say that is what football's about.
Of course it is.
At the end of the day, you got to think of the people of Girona. What's that doing for them right now? Same thing done for the people of Leicester.
Isn't it 43,000?
He could. I think there was a stat that said he could fit them in the Camp Nou, or something like that.
That's crazy. Oh, you are right. Yes, you could fit. Yes.
But I have to say one thing: Atletico's mistake cost them, and they're making a lot of them, man. Like they're
not the same team.
It slaps as a concentration,
not the same team.
And it's hurting them.
Of course it is.
A lot, but that also makes it 1 win in their last 4 Liga games.
Ooh.
They've gone from.
They're lucky to be 4th. Who's behind them?
No, they're 5th.
Athletic Club.
Yes, Athletic Club is 4th. They are 5th on goal difference. Shit. Yeah, so that's 10 points off the top.
Do you want to know the funny things? You know Simeone's the highest paid coach in the world?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
For what?
The cojones. yeah. I'll tell you who didn't have cojones. Lunin. Oh, that brother missed a few. He looked out of it. He looked very shaky.
He looked like he had like 3 Bs the night before. And like rocked up, like, hey, how are you?
Rudiger? God, is that Rudiger? Rudiger's injured. Oh, that's okay. That brother thought he had Ramos and Pepe playing in front of him. Mate, I'll tell you what, there was one shot. The ball was here. One shot and he just went, I might not dive. I'm just going to look at it. If it goes in the post, it goes in. Fuck. And it's went. Oh, it went out. Okay, that's unfortunate. That brother didn't make an effort. Yeah. He looked shaky. What was your thoughts on that?
Mate, he was doing synchronized diving, mate. Synchronized swimming. The ball would go past and he'd just go. Like, but there was 2 shots that were taken. One hit the post and one hit the side netting. His reaction speed was like...
Oh, shocking.
It was shocking. And you know what? One man pulled them out of this. And it was, aside from Lunin, I didn't think the performance was that bad from Real Madrid. I think it was professional and I think it was gritty.
Sign of champions. Potential champions.
But that one man, Luka Modric, took that corner.
What a beautiful man.
He's beautiful, whatever it is, size 8 foot. Got it on the ball, whipped it in, and then Rudiger's big head just...
Luca, if you're watching, can you send me a pair of boots? That's all I ask. Sorry,
just the boots?
Different podcast. But yes, professional and gritty performance, absolutely. Up next, Atletico Madrid in the Spanish Supercopa. Thoughts?
I think they should get the job done.
They get the job done.
Yeah. Real Madrid don't.
It's happening. It's happening. I agree.
They don't have back-to-back half-assed performances.
No.
Then it was professional, but it wasn't at their best. But that's what we said champions do. And I think if they play the right team against Atletico, which I think that they don't have that many games.
No.
Coming up soon.
No.
I think they should be able to get past it. But
speaking of a team who has, sorry, I just got to cut the go off there. I'll tell you why. Speaking of a team who has no hope in the Spanish Supercopa, Barca versus Las Palmas. Munier, the old boy.
Oh, mate. 11 minutes in. Some would call it a tap-in. I'd call it a beautiful goal.
I'll call it against the great club. Beautiful. It goes in the goal.
If it's any goal against Barca for me is a beautiful goal. It makes me happy. Look, I love you, Dad, but you've made me hate that club.
Man, they could have been 2-3 up. They could have been 2-3 up.
Oh, yeah, easy. But I think Sandro had a shot in the 22nd and 27th minute.
Yeah, it was back-to-back. It was back-to-back. Within the minute that Barca lost the ball on the halfway line, I just went, okay. Yeah. Within 30 seconds transition on the edge of Barca's box.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Now, it's a shame that his mistake was the one that led to the equalizer. It was a scrappy goal. Yeah. A scrappy Ferran Torres goal, rolled through a sea of players.
However, if we're going to give Las Palmas, it went in the net, Abs.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Simple as that.
What I didn't understand is the second goal. What on earth are you doing as a defender? Forget. I'm gonna base it off why are you putting two hands while the guy's mid-air, like you're doing the Titanic remix, on a player?
I was trying to look for the water. I couldn't find it.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I saw a sea of blue jerseys. I thought that was the water. But what are you doing? At the end of the day, it was a harsh red card. And we'll get onto this discussion in a minute. Harsh red card, very, very harsh red card. Straight red.
But they didn't need that because Vitor Rique, what a player, by the way. Brazilian
came on, just signed him, yeah.
I don't know what these Brazilians have in the water, I'll be honest. There's something. Hey, Mr. Sitter, but he looks good on the ball.
I just hope it doesn't kill his confidence.
I hope he signed for Madrid, to be honest. But it is what it is. But Mr. Sitter.
Yeah.
Mr. Sitter, to seal it. Sorry, we'll cut you off about but Gundogan. Composure.
Done it that many times, mate. Composure, lads. Composure. Look, took the penalty well. Like, he shoved him midair. Like, it's a penalty.
For sure.
So the Premier League might have struggled with that.
Why was the captain frustrated after the game? You saw he was adamant.
Yeah, because it wasn't a red card, and there was a lot of acting involved in the dive. Don't get me wrong. And I think that's why he was frustrated at the end of the day. Like when you turn around and you got your hands on him, and he just goes flying like you've absolutely hit him by a truck. You're gonna be frustrated, and he was adamant, and it was because the referee, I don't think, explained himself very well, especially with the red card.
Yeah.
I think you can get away as a ref with the penalty.
Yes.
But for that to be a red card too, especially with VAR being involved in La Liga, it's questionable. And, a few things came out of that game, which was obviously, you mentioned, him seemed frustrated. Yeah. And he asked that the refs be able to release their comments or the audio of these decisions after the game.
So we've seen how that works in the Prem. It's quite pathetic, to be honest. The only recommendation I can give, sort of, is a post-match interview for the refs.
Which I disagree with.
Okay. For me, I think they should be held accountable like the players are.
Yes.
For me, there's not enough scrutiny on the field like it was back in the day.
Yep.
You can agree on that.
Yeah.
So then they are a protected species, whether you like it or not. Mm-hmm. I don't think that they should be protected as much as they are, and I think they should be held accountable for absolutely what they did. Abdul, when I referee, because I did the holy trinity of football, coach, played, refed. For me, after every game, there was an assessor there live.
Yeah.
And he gave me a review.
Yeah.
And if I questioned his decision, he would ask me to explain why. There's nothing wrong with, I'm not saying ignorant media people to come and slaughter them and yell abuse at their family. I think that's where you're maybe getting a bit confused with the abuse part, with the media coming on and them attacking their families. I don't condone that at all. But I think to do your job and to get performance reviewed, like you got KPIs at work, everyone's got KPIs at work that you get judged on. If that's not being met, I think you should be held accountable and asked why you made that decision or you decided to make that call. There's nothing wrong with that.
Here's my opinion on this. I don't think a press conference will do them any good. I think that they're under enough pressure as it is.
From what though? From who?
From you've already got to deal with the players. You've got to deal with the fans. On top of that,
it's not like they used to.
Hold on. But knowing you have to answer to a press after, it's not. See, the type of scrutiny they're going to get and the questions they're going to get doesn't necessarily work with everyone. If you do something like that, some referees might actually work better with it because they know they have to back themselves more. But you best believe a lot of these referees will, with the questions that are going to come out are going to double think themselves. They're going to overthink it. They're going to be more inclined to make a mistake because of the pressure that comes under it. Not every rock, not every diamond, what the thing is, not every rock becomes a diamond under pressure.
Yeah,
there we go.
Fair enough.
A lot of these referees won't be able to handle it. And personally, for
it's only one way to find out though.
Yeah,
you got to chuck him in there.
Why go through that route when you can go through a tougher, process of review? When you can go through after every game, it's heavier fines.
Is it being done? Is it being done?
It needs to be done more.
Okay, but it's not being done because these professional players that are paid athletes, that they're getting scrutinised, not just by the media, Abdul, by the fans, by their own club, by their employer. Yeah, the referees should be held to the same standard.
The referees are an independent body.
They should. Okay, well, they claim to be.
You put them in front of a press, you're gonna have a lot more bias, a lot more unnecessary, a lot more looking into things that never needed to be looked at that far. Like little decisions. This is the problem.
I'm not saying every single decision should be scrutinised.
No, but that's what it's gonna. This is the problem with the modern day media. That's what it's gonna lead to. And that's
what I'm saying. I don't think journalists should conduct those interviews.
Who should?
Well, you saw that. Couple years ago, you were saying Neville was looking for an independent reviewer.
Yes.
Carragher was looking for an independent reviewer.
Yes.
So I think trained professional, and you could say those guys are now in media now, so that they're trained to ask those questions to get a reaction. But I think maybe you should get the head of referees to come and conduct, and we can be able to hear why that certain referee made a decision.
I think this has to be a one-way conversation. Because personally, for me, I just don't think the referees will be able to handle the pressure, and I think this will come back to bite a lot of people who think that's a good thing back in the ass. Personally, look, I think I'm gonna have to agree to disagree on that one because I think you agree that it'll explain a lot more. I think the explaining is just gonna make their job harder. So
you think it's gonna get more convoluted?
I think we're gonna get to a point where a strike's going to happen or something. The refereeing standards dropping. Look, not so much in
England,
not so much in La Liga and Serie A and all of that. You have these type of things in La Liga every so often.
You always will.
But in the Premier League, for example,
but that's
trust me,
different story.
Trust me, it will not work. The English media is like a pack of wolves.
Okay. On any small little decision.
Now, speaking of
English wolves,
mate. Speaking of a pack of wolves, Liverpool. What has happened to my club?
I'm actually very surprised the man decided to wear the jersey.
Oh, look.
And he had the boy on the back behind him as well.
I love my club. Like, I really do. And I'll rep this club. I will rep this club till the day I die. At the end of the day. I'm still an Arsenal fan. There's no shame in that. Even the fact that we haven't won a league in 20 years or we've won 4 FA Cups and nothing else and Community Shields.
14, brother.
No, but in the last 10 years, we've won 4. Okay, we've won some community. We haven't won anything major. I still love this club. It doesn't bother me. I'm shameless about it in the sense of your club's won 2 Champions Leagues, 5 Premier Leagues, whatever it is. I couldn't care less. My club has class. It has history. But these last 3-4 games, ridiculous. We're going through games and having, we out XG'd Liverpool this game. Okay, you go and get
them more possession.
We should have had that game done and dusted.
70th minute.
In the first half, there were that many chances. There were that many times where Havertz played it back to someone. Saka scored it over the bar twice. Yep. Odegaard missed a sitter right in front.
He scores that last year.
He scores that, not even last year, earlier in the season, Tom.
You are?
All right. You got, Martinelli didn't start. Reece Nelson started. He had a chance where he took it past the keeper. Fair play. You done the right thing. Play it to the person inside.
Side netting.
He went for the shot from the most impossible angle on the field.
You called for him to start. He started. I believe he did show passion.
He did.
And I believe that he fought for the badge. However, my question to you is that do you keep trying to play Martinelli to play him in form? to get him into form? Because the Reece Nelson experiment, done, over. Play for the badge.
Not necessarily. Hold on.
So you reckon he starts next league game?
I personally, for me, I saw more out of him in that game than I did out of Martinelli in the last 3 or 4. He missed that chance, made the wrong decision. But at the end of the day...
Does Martinelli make the right decision in the same place? Yes, he does.
No,
yes, he does.
No, hold on. No. Just think of the last 5, 6, 7 Arsenal games. How many times has Martinelli got in that position?
No, I'm saying.
He will get in that position. His output, especially this season, is a whole different story. You will more than likely, he will pass it back, hit a Liverpool play, and it will go for a corner.
Or throw it.
Or a throw it. Like, who knows?
I'm saying, though, in the exact same position that he was.
Yes. More than likely. It probably would have...
He would have made the right decision.
Yes, but here's the thing. He hasn't been getting into those positions, Tom.
Okay.
That's my problem. The last 3 or 4 games, he's struggled. And tactically, maybe... I can't question Arteta. I think he set us up for a win again.
Mate, you're riding his horse.
I'm riding his horse, mate. Whatever you want to call that. But he tactically set us up for a win. Yeah. Okay? Havertz was getting into the right positions, making the passes, coming in deep when he needs to. He was doing well.
He's not in the team of the year so far. Just to clarify that to every single one.
No, he's not. He could be at the end of the year. Who knows, mate? Scores another 15 goals. He's halfway. He's
not
almost. He's our friend Matthew Akma. I've made a bet with him. If he scores more than 10 goals in the Premier League, I get myself a new Arsenal jersey. So
it's looking a bit outdated, to be honest.
It is. Declan Rice will look nice in the next one. But
speaking of my birthday, sorry.
Yeah.
Any Arsenal kits for me or a Chelsea kit or? Actually, we lost this morning. Please don't give me anything.
Ice cold Parma. Nah, look.
Speaking of kits.
Oh, yeah.
So I've just got a message here saying I've just been spammed. Why haven't I responded? So I know it's about 30 minutes in the podcast. So let me just make this clear. Juve, congratulations. You won 2 games in a row. Just to make sure that I saw your performances. I see you. You're doing great. Would you like an apology to Vlasic? What's his name?
Vlahovic.
Dusan. My Serbian brate. Ti si dobro. That means you're doing well. You're doing good.
Dobro jutro.
Dobro jutro, yeah, it's dobro večer, actually. We're filming at night. But, Dusan, I see you. You're doing well. Juve's getting there. Do I think you're going to win the league? No. However, Inter did slip up. But, I see you.
Look,
back to Arteta, sorry.
Just to make it clear, that is also my kit. So if you catch me wearing that later, like some point later down a few episodes.
I don't know any Juve kits, just to make that abundantly clear. Can we make a bet?
What?
While we had the podcast on.
What?
If you ever win the league,
yeah,
I'll buy a kit.
Sweet.
No, don't you dare. Did you see his eyes light up, by the way? His eyes went...
Dusan Vlahovic on the back. We're shaking on it. If they win the league.
For the podcast.
There we go. Look, all in all, I don't know what these players need. There's a lot of complacency about. There's a lot of, we're not our efficient selves. Yeah. Tactically, we've been set up, like I said, the last 3 or 4 games to win those games. We're not winning those games. What the fuck's happening? Okay?
What?
Apologies. What the fridge is happening?
That's the one. Speaking of a team that doesn't
win many games,
or just I've given up hope on. How do you beat Preston 4-0? Preston.
And not be the best team on the field.
Brother, I live in Preston's. Our team's not that bad. You beat them 4-0.
You struggled in that first half.
We beat them 4-0 in the story.
You struggled.
And then, Middlesbrough. Brother, Tom Glover, the Manchester City keeper. You did all right. Be honest with me though, please. If it's the normal Cole Palmer, does he score at least 2 out of 3 of those?
Possibly.
He does. Caicedo. Brother.
Bambi on ice.
The Ecuadorian. I think I pressed that more times today for Chelsea than my whole life. Brother, your defending's atrocious. For a DM, stop shooting from 25 yards out and mark your man. Brother, he cut that back and Diaz is going, where's Enzo? Sorry, where's Caicedo? I don't even blame Diassi. Because Diassi was marking the striker.
Yeah.
That centre mid busted a gut to get there. And Caicedo's going, I'm just counting my 120 million pockets of change that I've earned in playing for 5 minutes. Brother, that is the worst defending. He just looks over his shoulder. By the time he looks, the ball's in the net.
That was
That's so poor.
That was the League Cup this week.
Thank God there's an away leg. Thank God. Otherwise, I would have been here tonight.
Oh, I can't wait to see that Preston Liverpool final.
You mean?
No, sorry, I mean Middlesbrough Liverpool final.
If we lose to Middlesbrough again, we're done.
You're done.
The club's done.
You're done.
But just a spoiler, Palmer does make my team of the season so far because it's Premier League.
Look, other than that, we had the Poro goal against Burnley. Wow, that was a nice goal.
What a thunder hit. Hit.
Look, I can't stand that club, but
credit where credit's due.
fair play.
Proud of Ange.
Man City rolled through Huddersfield.
Expect anything less.
What else do we expect?
Newcastle.
Finally beat Sunderland.
It's good for them for the Prem as well. Get a bit of momentum.
Look, so I don't know who works at Sunderland. Yeah, the black and white through your change rooms, whatever it was. I don't know if you saw that. They had the Newcastle colours in their change rooms prepping for the game. Like, are you mad?
Talk about a mentality switch. They rocked up and go, St. James Park? Where are you, brother?
Let's hope you be comfortable and beat us for the first time. It was like 11 games or 9 games.
Oh, God.
But in terms of the FA Cup, I think that was pretty much shit. The EFL Cup, obviously.
Sorry, I just had to speak about that. Sorry.
Oh, no. I wanted to speak about that.
Okay, thank you.
But look, lukewarm Palmer this morning.
That's an insult.
Bambi on ice. Who else did you have that was shocking this morning? Look, Raz looked all right in that second half when he came on.
First thing he's done all year.
Yeah. But otherwise, League One seems to be your level. Championship seems too hard for you.
I heard that Todd Bowley's trying to actually buy the whole Middlesbrough squad actually as we speak. The whole squad, brother. Palmer's on the bench next week. Palmer's not playing, brother.
Honestly, your club's screwed, bro. Yeah, they're done. You're done.
Moving on. Listen, we need to give a shout out to our mates as well, to our boys. First of all, thank you so much for the Premier League team of the season. So basically, we send all our friends 10 to 12 nominations, and they've gladly found time in their busy schedule to give us some recommendations. Some of them a bit shocking, we'll be honest. I don't know if they did it to shit stir us, but that's okay. We're going to give them some airtime. So how we're going to do it is we're going to announce position by position, and we're going to announce all the nominees. We're going to announce our fans pick, who was the top vote out of the 12. We're going to announce me and Abdul's pick.
Yeah.
They're all the same roughly. And then we're going to announce the overall team at the end.
Yeah.
Deal?
Yeah.
Done.
All right, so
goalkeeper, yours.
I'll kick us off. So the nominees are Vicaria from Spurs, Alisson Becker from Liverpool, Alphonse Areola from West Ham, and Nicholas Pope from Newcastle. Two standouts in these votes.
Becker and
Alisson Becker and Vicaria. I'm not going to try saying his first name. Guiglielmo. Did I say that right?
Any Italian viewers, sign him up to an Italian beginners class immediately. My question to you, Nick Pope, am I seeing something or I don't get it?
It's a special friend that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
No. I mean either.
For me,
it's not a mad thing.
Maybe he had his shapeshifters card last year in the centre mid and did some brilliant stuff with him. I have no idea. Definitely, if this was last year, we're talking Ramsdale and Pope. We're talking, but this year I don't think he's been anywhere. Now I can't really blame him, but his defense hasn't helped him at all. But shocking call.
Yeah, they've exposed him a bit. Yeah. In a sense. I mean, he's not having to. They're not as defensively. They're not as hard to kind of beat anymore. Like we've seen them concede 3 and 4 in games this year.
Share haven't been at their best.
They're not as rigid as they used to be.
No. Bruno, I think, has been focusing on knocking people out.
You've been watching too much UFC, mate.
Well, brother, I'm watching him versus Madison. Brother, he killed the guy.
What do you mean? He elbowed Jorginho. What he done to Jorginho against Arsenal wasn't even allowed in the UFC.
It's a federal assault.
You do that, as I've said before, you do that in the King's Cross.
You're getting
done for King here.
10 years, brother, jail. No, but Pope out, we can agree.
I think Areola's a good shout. I wouldn't necessarily put him in the team this season so far.
So the fans' vote was Vicario.
Yes.
My vote was Vicario, I agree.
And my vote was Vicario as well.
Clip that absolutely, immediately.
Look, Tottenham aside, talent is talent.
What a keeper.
What a keeper. And honest to God.
To come from Serie A.
To transition.
in that league,
Yeah.
we talked two, three episodes ago. That takes players at tops 3 to 4 months. The brother doesn't speak the language. For him to communicate with his defense, an Argentinian, a Spanish, Eric Dyer, and Ben Davies, or a Doggy. Okay, fair play. You can talk to a Doggy. Fair play.
Yeah.
But for him to communicate with the rest of those back three, sometimes back four when Davies plays, incredible.
No, look, I agree.
He's a cat.
And he's an absolute cat, as you would say. But I must give him credit. Credit where credit's due. You know, his ability to be that sweeper keeper and pull out the saves that he does. On top of that, being good with your feet, and the amount of times I've seen him run charge at defenders, that fight out of his box
with no fear.
No fear,
brother.
And credit where it's due. And my Spurs bias aside, or Arsenal bias, whatever you want to call it.
Bias.
My Arsenal bias aside,
he's in.
It's clear for me. I think he's locked into goalkeeper.
100%.
Right back.
2 nominations only. TAA, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and your boy, Pedro Porro. Listen, this was the tightest, the tightest vote. The tightest vote we had.
What do you mean? It was a landslide, mate.
I'm joking.
It was like 10-2. We had the one person that I'm pretty sure voted Porro and there was a Spurs supporter. And
the other guy probably watched the Thunder hit and went, oh, is that the Prem?
Yeah, there we go.
Listen, for me, it's clear. TAA.
Revolutionary.
The boy that we're about to announce next to him has helped him a lot defensively this year.
Yeah.
But TAA for me.
Oh, yeah. Look, like I said, revolutionary in his position.
Listen, it's got to the point where I'm coaching. I'm going, do what Alexander-Arnold does.
Can you go into midfield?
Can you come in?
Yeah.
Can you come inside?
And Tom, like people like Trent, especially this year, although even the last few years, he's evolved from, you know, just running into that Beckham position and whipping it in. Yeah. You know, now he's changing how right backs are seen. You know,
brother, absolutely.
You're no longer just a right back if you're just up and down. Like Kieran Tierney, for example, great left back, but ultimately got squeezed out of that team for what? For his inability to invert and play. You know how Trent, your Zinchenko's, your Cancelos.
I feel you.
You know, you feel bad for him.
My question to you: top 3 right back in the world?
Yeah. Behind Benny White.
See how he licked his lips? That's not a shout in the world by any chance. My centre backs.
I think this was a landslide as well.
Yeah. Listen, there's 2 nominations. Do we think we need to go through all of them? We might as well to entertain our boys.
We'll give the winners first. I think we both voted on this.
We did.
On this one.
I think we have the same, up until this point, the same back four.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Talk to me.
Big Virgil van Maguire. Virgil van Dijk and William Saliba, my boy.
Yes.
It's clear. We've got Aura FC at the back, mate. Honestly, Virgil van Dijk is back to his best this season. And we've seen what that's done for Liverpool.
Absolutely.
And
great shout.
His ability this year to be able to move again. By move, I mean defend like he used to. And
brother, there's players running the opposite centre-back just to not face him this year.
They don't want to play him.
They don't want to play him.
No, they don't. And
brother, like, I'll look at him and went, yeah, no, coach, sub me off.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere near that, brother.
Like him
and Saliba. You're right, or FC.
Some people don't understand the amount of space that is covered by these 2 centre-backs.
You're right.
You know, when you've got players like, for example, William Saliba, Ben White shot up the field, overlapping Saka, and down the other side he goes Zinchenko in midfield.
Yeah.
The job that him and Gabriel have to do in terms of covering that space, and there's times where Declan Rice isn't always in front of him.
Very true.
He's got Ben White's position to cover. He's got his position to cover and to step up when he needs to. Same goes for Virgil van Dijk. And especially when Konate's been in the team, they've been able to push, almost defend with their attack now. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
So because you've got these 2 at the back, you can assure yourself that you can play to your best and all.
Best one with defense is attack.
It's true.
Don't have to question them. And with those guys leading at the back, mate, you shouldn't even worry. Nominations. Interesting.
We had one Croatian guy vote Josko Gvardiol, and just to save his bacon, it wasn't Thomas.
We'll never know. Christian Romero. I get it.
I don't.
Well, I get it. Do I think he's anywhere near those 2? No. Do I think he's a shout? Yes. Do I think that the boy I'm about to mention next is the best shout of them all besides those two? Yes. Joachim Anderson. Great shout.
Yeah, great shout. I can understand it.
Me too.
I can understand it. And
if Saliba, touch wood, or Van Dijk, touch wood, got an injury and they weren't allowed, let's say we wouldn't attempt Tots so far without those 2, he's 100% in. 100% in. Anderson's 100% in.
Yeah, I think he stepped up.
Yeah, but
personally.
is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
Just to see, this is the thing with me, and I based my team based off form and ability. All right, whether that means that you've got all the best ability in the world and you're playing to your strengths and you're top in form every week.
Yes.
A player like, for example, James Maddison.
Yep.
Or whether you're not necessarily the best known. For example, I'm going to use another one, Udogie.
Yep.
No one knew who he was, but he's playing out of his shoes.
Of course he is.
All right, he's playing out of his boots, sorry.
But even Anderson was having a good year last year.
Yeah.
That's the thing. For me, he's been a big reason why Crystal Palace are sort of picking up form. Obviously, you got Eze Elisa taking all the... And even Edouard. Even Edouard's been playing well.
Yeah.
But he's a big reason at the back.
Yeah, and...
For me, the sole reason behind... Johnston's a decent top half keeper.
Yeah.
But for me, mate, Anderson's been...
Like I said,
absolutely
he's stood up this year, Tom, and he's become even more of a leader than he was last year. True. So, his ability's shining. Yeah. And so is his leadership now. And Crystal Palace aren't necessarily doing the best.
No.
They're down there with Chelsea. So
is that an insult to Palace or Chelsea?
Take it how you please.
Take it how I play. But pretty hard to beat Van Dijk and Saliba.
Yeah, personally. And it was a landslide with that. I think everyone else had one vote, I'm pretty sure.
It was one vote, yeah. But
yeah, Saliba and Van Dijk won that by a landslide. On to left back.
4 nominations.
4 nominations.
One winner. Talk to me.
So we had Alfie Doherty from Luton Town.
Luton.
Had 2 votes. Pervis Ostopanian. Apologies if I've mispronounced that.
All the Ecuadorians out there.
With 2 votes. Anthony Robinson from Fulham. 2 votes.
They can only leave us with?
Good old Destiny's Child. Destiny Udogie.
The winner.
I think he had 5 votes.
Yeah, good maths there somehow. Somehow that works out. He had the most.
I think he had 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
For me, I voted Doherty from Luton. Brother's been doing well, man. And for me, I wanted to give them a shout because what happened with Tom Lockyer?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. The way they've picked up after that, and the way they've even gave us a run for the money, the way they gave your club a run for the money, they seem to be causing trouble for these big clubs. 4 assists in the league for Doherty for left back.
Yeah.
Decent little play, If Luton do go down, he gets snatched up for me. He's like a Ward-Prowse. They were very close last year to going down.
Yeah.
Southampton, they went down, bang, Ward-Prowse signed. Madison, same thing with Leicester. Went down, signed.
See,
for me, Doherty's one of those players. Luton goes down, he gets signed.
See, I was going to make the opposite point. I was going to say that I hope that happens to him because we've seen it with players like Max Aarons. Max Aarons never got the chance to go to that. Well, he was being looked at by half of the top 6. I remember we scouted him. He, instead of going from Norwich to Arsenal or Spurs or Liverpool, even Todd Cantwell. Remember Todd Cantwell?
Yeah.
Great player. And I still love that play for shushing the Spurs after winning that penalty shootout. I'll never forget that. They never got the chance because of the teams like that. Because you can be a big fish in a small pond, but at the end of the day, if your form is that bad as a club, they're gonna struggle.
Yes.
Ward-Prowse was with Southampton, and Southampton were doing well. They weren't just surviving; they were doing well.
Yes.
These type of players will get that opportunity because they have that many years to look at. Luton Town might not have that chance. They might go back down this year. So at the end of the day,
if it does happen though, he gets signed. Would you agree?
I think he gets at least to Crystal Palace.
I agree.
Somewhere like that.
I agree.
But for me, you got your Stupinians as well.
He's established.
Come back from injury, and you could tell what he means to that team.
Oh, bro, mate.
The one that I came close to putting forward was Robinson.
Yeah, I say that. He's been doing well under Marco Silva.
Yeah,
he's been doing very well.
Yeah, and it's they're a physical team. He stands up to it, and he's got the ability to back it, not just the physicality. He's got the ability to back himself and
he looked good against Saka, didn't he? I'm sorry.
We don't talk about that.
Don't talk about that. Your vote though. So you didn't mention that. Didn't mention Robertson. Came close.
But it's Udogie.
Oh, clip it again. Let's do Spurs. 2 Spurs so far.
Credit where credit's due, mate.
Can we make it a hat trick? 3 of the best. Can he make them pay?
Listen, mate. I'm talking about hat tricks, mate. Havertz scored 5 against you once. Okay. By you, I mean me using him in FIFA against you. I was gonna say. But no, Udogie, fair credit, mate. I can't fault him.
Yeah.
He's done really well. He's taken on the style of football that Anges has started playing really well, and I think that it's not easy going from unknown, unbeknown and trusting the manager like that, and trusting that you're not going to be able to expose your weaknesses instead of highlighting your strengths.
Yep.
And just play with courage and play with heart, and that's what he's done. He might have had a red card that
unfair.
That was
look, contentious.
Part of it was on him, part of it was a bit unfair. But at the end of the day, I can look past that for him specifically.
Correct.
Only because of the level of performance that has been output.
I agree.
Who was your vote?
Doherty.
Yeah. Look, I can understand any of the four.
Yeah.
Personally, with that position, I struggled too. It could have been any of the four.
Yeah.
But I can understand why they went Udogie.
We'll go with them.
We'll go with Udogie. Start us with the next one, because I was going to link that into one person. I will not look past his red cards.
It's formation 4-3-3. Sorry,
4-3-3.
just got to get that out there.
6,
3 centre mids. So, we going nominations or we going the winners first?
I reckon we'll go the winners.
I'll save my boy for last. 4-3-3. In the 6, Declan Rice. I don't think there's an absolute argument for anyone. 8th, Douglas Luiz.
Yep.
Running from the left to right. Cole Palmer is dynamite. Not in the EFL. That brother missed 3 chances. He gets in though in the 10.
He's fucking shite, man. I'm joking.
Mate, you need to watch it. One more, you're off. There's a yellow.
Listen here, mate. You give me a red. Mate, what? Let's take it outside, mate.
Let's
take it outside, mate.
Get the camera. I will win. Reverse in the I will win. Listen, he gets in the 10, yes?
Yeah, he gets in the 10.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you were saying you will not look past some red cards?
Rodri. It's look, for me, great player. Best CDM in the world. But I will not look past Rodri's red cards and, his suspensions and his injury. I'm not going to...
For me, though, I think Rice's performance, regardless of Rodri's...
Has outdone Rodri.
Correct.
Yes.
So I think still there's not even an argument for Rodri.
I think...
For me, he gets a nomination.
Yeah.
Best DM in the world. Agreed.
He was fourth. He literally was fourth in the voting. Him and James Maddison were fourth in the voting.
Yeah.
And that's another one I want to touch on. I think James Maddison's unlucky not to be in there for me.
For me, he's injured.
He's injured.
I'll be honest, I'll take my Chelsea lens off. If Maddison wasn't injured and he kept performing, Maddison gets in the 10.
I don't think he gets in there. Sorry, I don't think Palmer's in there ahead of him. If that's
correct,
the case.
Correct, that's what I'm saying.
And I could very well be saying the same thing about Rodri had he not been suspended with Rice. Because
No. But Rice's performance have been better.
Yeah.
Rice's performance have been better.
Yeah, but you also understand the importance of Rodri in that team. You see how they fall apart without him.
Yeah.
Rice, for me, at the moment, though, he's your shining light. He's our shining light. I still call him the second best DM in the world.
Yep.
In my honest opinion. In my humble opinion. Only behind Rodri. But right now, form-wise, he's above and beyond a lot of midfielders. The one...
Rodri, Maddison, equal fourth. From now on, we're just going to go, I think each player got 1 vote. Martin Odegaard, on your back. I can see it. Do I think that he got the point that he deserves?
I think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't give him more than 3 votes. Dominic Szoboszlai, absolute cannon. I don't think he's done it in the Prem enough.
No.
He's a good player. Bernardo Silva, yeah, sort of. Kulusevski, I rate.
I can understand. Kovacic was again the same bloke who voted Gvardiol at the back.
No comment. Pascal Gross.
Yeah.
I get it. Brighton deserve a shout out. Phil Foden.
Yeah.
The one player that's missing for me, who you could arguably even put above Douglas Luiz, John McGinn. John McGinn for me. Should have at least got 1 nomination.
Every Michael Jordan needs their Scottie Pippen. And if you watch basketball, you understand what I mean. Is that Douglas Luiz has been in the shining light in that team, and sadly, there's always that one player that will not get as much praise and will not get as much, clap offs or whatever it is. Without him, the team falls apart. Without McGinn, the team probably does fall apart. Not necessarily altogether, but in the midfield, it's not as strong. But he makes others shine. His hard work, the extra things he does, the 1%ers that he does, affects the rest of the team positively.
Yep.
So that's what Scottie Pippen used to be to Michael Jordan.
I agree. So 3, I think we all agree with. Same votes.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer, Douglas Luiz, and Rice Baby in the 6. Now, this position, flat out, No one else voted. I think if you voted for anyone else besides this man, I think you need to go check yourself out. Mohamed Salah. Any questions on that? No.
I think even the next position, to be honest with you, we had the same bloke who voted Nick Pope voted Jeremy Doku. I can understand. You've packed his inform a few times.
I packed his 79 rated actually last week. He got straight discarded. Listen, talent-wise and the ability to become a player, yes,
100%
I see it.
Yeah.
Doku. For me, I will take Jared Bowen over him.
Yeah.
If you weren't allowed to select Son, I personally put Son. I think you put Son as well, and the majority of votes were to Son. But I think Bowen, arguably, I think is that next best left wing in the league.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
And Kudos is hard done by on the right.
Yeah, I think Bowen again.
So you think Bowen outclasses Kudos?
Kudos has had better moments,
but for a signing,
for
a new signing to come into the league, I think that's even gives him more praises than Bowen.
Yeah.
To be honest,
it's an argument for signing of the season at the moment.
Yeah, I can see it.
But for me,
Vicario's up there, but I can see it.
Yeah, there's a difference between moments and consistency. Not saying that he's been shit, not saying that he hasn't been consistent, but he's had a lot of good moments, a lot of good goals. Bowen has been week in, week out.
Consistent.
He's that guy for West Ham.
Last year, Decky Rice was the guy for West Ham. This year, I think it is Jared Bowen.
Yeah.
Jared Bowen, Ward-Prowse, Kudos.
Yeah.
So fourth, Diaz, 1 vote. Doku, 2.
Yeah.
Bowen, 3. Son with the remainder.
Yeah.
Fair play. Now, this position is interesting. Me and you actually voted a different person from this position.
Yeah.
So, 4 nominations. Nicholas Jackson. Now, I'm an avid fan of Chelsea. I don't know how their brother made the squad.
He's a disgrace.
That wasn't me. I think the brother watched the Tottenham game and went, what a player. That's the second coming of R9.
That's all he got.
Listen, brother, you're not the starting striker for Senegal if I'm the coach, I'll be honest. Not a chance. So, Jackson with the 1 vote and the 1 vote only.
We ignore that vote.
Yeah, we shouldn't count. Haaland, I can see it. I get it. For me, none of us voted Haaland, which was interesting.
No.
Do you want to go with your vote first and I'll go with mine?
Yeah. Well, for me, Haaland, I think that's standard. He scored 14 goals, but at the same time, he's missed a lot more chances this year than he has previously.
That's why you didn't vote him, likewise in there.
Yeah, I think he hasn't been up to his crucial, deadly sniper self.
Instinct, yep.
Yeah. I voted Ollie Watkins. 9 goals, 8 assists. You can't go wrong.
Shout.
And at the end of the day, my argument compared to your guy, I won't drop the name just yet, is that he can do what your guy can do. Mm-hmm. Maybe not to the immense level that he can, just because of his stature. But he offers a lot more. He's able to drop deep. He's able to link up play. He's able to go wide if he has to. He's able to take someone on with his pace. He's able to be that, that poacher in the box, but he's also able to just overall affect the team in many different facets of their game. So, sorry.
Yeah, no, please.
Aston Villa wouldn't be Aston Villa without him.
I think, yes, the guy that I'm about to mention, I think if you take him out of the team,
yeah,
I think they can, obviously his presence will be lost.
Yeah.
But I think Watkins, as we were saying with Bowen, is Mr. Villa. He connects Bailey, he connects Bondia when he comes back, he connects Diaby, he connects Louise, he connects everyone.
He makes them tick.
It goes through him.
Yeah.
And it's shown through his 8 assists.
Yeah.
Can I mention the fans' vote and my vote?
You can.
Dominic Solanke. Thank you, my avid followers and friends that voted for Dominic Solanke, likewise with me. For me, 12 goals.
Yeah.
How many penalty goals?
None.
Can't argue with it. So for me, I can see Watkins. For me, Solanke, I think you should be looking at him as an Arsenal if you need. I think Chelsea could use a Solanke. For me, I think Solanke is that guy.
Here's my argument. Solanke doesn't win you the league. Watkins could.
Can I pose a different question to you?
What?
I agree with that point.
Yeah.
I agree with that point with Watkins winning the league. England final tomorrow against France, Euros.
Yeah.
Kane's out.
Yeah.
Watkins or Solanke?
Watkins.
Why? Because he's the exact same as Kane.
No, but he's also different to Kane. He adds a variety. This is the thing.
He connects play.
Kane.
He comes deep.
Yes, but he's also got the pace, the size, the dribbling to back himself and take plays on. Kane gets himself into good positions.
But he's a connector.
Yes, Yes, but Tom, he's got many facets to his game. Solanke is only going to do what Kane can do, and Kane does it better. You're getting a different type of player. Let's just say, for example, you don't take Kane off, you take Grealish off. Or you take Foden off.
Watkins can play on the wing.
Watkins can play on the wing.
Of course he can. Solanke can't. I don't think Solanke can.
No, he can only play down the middle. And at the end of the day, for me, no discredit to Dominic Solanke.
Yeah.
Good player.
Great player.
Okay.
For this year especially.
But at the end of the day, you put Watkins in that Bournemouth team, I think they do better. Personally, I think he's a better player. He's better right now form-wise.
I don't think you have more assists because the quality of Bournemouth wingers are not the quality of Villa's.
But he's more likely to bring those wingers in.
Of course he will. Yeah. That's his game. That's his game.
He's Harry Kane light, I want to call it. But at the same time, he's able to adapt to different positions, different just spots on the field. I don't know. It just brings more to his game. There's more than just back myself to the fence and play off that ball.
You know what? I'm going to overrule the fence. I'm going to give you Watkins. So the final 11 is as follows. Vicario, right back Trent, two centre backs VVD and William Saliba, left back Destiny Udogi, that dog. In the 6, Rice Baby. In the 8, Douglas Luiz. In the 10, do I have to sing the song again or are we just going with Cole Palmer? Cold. Let's get that right.
That's cool.
On the right wing, Mohamed Salah. On the left wing, Son Heung-min. At striker was Dominic Solanke, whoever it is.
Ollie Watkins.
Take it away. Absolutely. Coach of the Year is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Same one. Every single one voted for the same one. Unai Emery.
I'm going to change mine.
Oh, here we go. Guys, we had a script here. We had everything. Everything was planned out. Unai Emery for me. Tell me.
Never in a million days thought I'd ever say this. But Ange Postecoglou.
It's Ange Postecoglou. It's done the podcast. Yes. Look, give yourself a clap. Give yourself a clap.
Nah, look,
tell me quickly.
Like all jokes aside, at the end of the day, you've come into this league, you know, and I'm not going to discredit where he's been before, but you know, the A-League, the Socceroos, the Japanese league, the Scottish league. Yeah. The Premier League's a different monster. Of course. It's arguably the biggest challenge in the world, and you've come into a club that's a load of shit, in all honesty. That's
last warning. It's the last warning.
Pardon my language. But yeah, you've come into a club that's in the rubble, that hasn't won anything major for the last, God knows, 60 years, since before my grandmother.
The Audi Cup is actually on the entrance when you enter White Hart. Like it's the actual entrance.
That's all they've got.
You walk through the Audi Cup.
That's literally all they've got. But you've turned that club around. That culture, you've turned the culture of the club around. And that's nothing, you know, it's down to himself.
Yeah.
And I can't give anyone more credit for that. And I've seen the job that Mikel's done, and it took him 2 years to get the club and its attitude to where it is now.
He sees out his contract, absolutely, and I think he deserves a contract extension.
Yeah, and I think so too.
If he gets top 4.
But you know what? Look, I'll still stand by what I've said. I think he does get away with a lot in the media, but fair credit. You're playing nice football. You're playing highlight, and
beautiful to watch.
I can't, as a fan, not appreciate that.
Beautiful football, correct. No matter what jersey, what club they wear, if it's beautiful football, it's beautiful football.
Yeah. So for me, I think from where they were to where he's gotten them, and the threat they oppose now, it's Ange Postecoglou.
Coach of the Year is Ange Postecoglou. Sorry, fans. I've never heard that from many discussions outside. I don't know what sort of ticked inside.
It clicked.
I think because the producer Neurovision's wearing a Tottenham jersey just right now, so I think that's why. Shout out to Neurovision. So, before we go, we have some great news for the podcast. Big sort of first step. We have got our first guest coming on. The guest is a valuable and a large part of the Australian Football Social Society. He's a member of the Western Sydney Wanderers and the RBB is a fact. And he's been on a few podcasts. He knows what he's doing. He can teach us young heads how to run a podcast. Kevin J. George.
Yeah.
And any thoughts on Kev?
Honestly, great guy.
Absolutely.
Supports a shit club. I can't lie. Not the Wanderers, Manchester United. But
we'll get into that next week.
I look forward to having these type of discussions with him.
Likewise.
I feel you as well were very well versed. So was Kevin about the Premier League and the A-League as well. So yeah, great guy, plenty of experience,
huge.
Loads that, like we said, we can learn off as well. And
he can teach me how to grow a beard, hopefully.
Oh, let's see, mate.
Got a cracker of a beard.
I think even Kevin. I think you need Jesus for that one, mate. But look, I look forward to it. Tom looks forward to it.
100%. And he's a great guy. I'm sure you guys will love him on the podcast as well. And make sure to follow. We'll tag his socials in the thing. Make sure to give him a follow. And I think we'll leave that interesting discussion about a certain Manchester United next week.
Next week. All right. Well, I think we leave it there. I've been Abs.
And I've been Thomas, and this is the
United by Football Podcast.
See you next week.